Oh, sweet God. Medics, get in here now. This was not supposed to happen. Is everyone seeing what I'm seeing?
It's no hallucination, Lieutenant. It will see well. Where the hell are we? At the Starfleet Research Laboratories.
What? We're on Earth?
Let's brought the Archipelago back to deep space. And all of you are in this position. You don't believe me? Well, then maybe you should ask Dr. Chomsky. Because she swore you were dead.
A life cast with a few gruesome touches.
Before you went into space with it. We even had an electronic firewall.
No, I'm fine now. Still 5 levels of safeguards.
It's impossible. You couldn't have.
I'm the only one who can. I helped design the damn thing. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. It's going off in 40 seconds.
Wait. Well, don't just stand there. Have the countdown. That thing goes on after hemisphere goes to that.
It's too late. I can't. You can't. It's been given final command. We're in enemy territory. We were gonna die anyway.
This is part of the simulation. O'Keefe, do something!
What have I done?
In our efforts to plumb the depths of our psychological endurance, we may do more than drive ourselves to the breaking point. We may destroy the very world we're seeking to protect.
The outer limits.
You're not real.
Venture beyond the unknown.
The robots are going to war.
Peek at what lurks in the shadows. And unlock the mysteries of the outer limits. Coming up next, right here on Comet.
1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Okay, I want to. Let's see. I want to. Let's see if I can hook this up to that. What? Check. Check, check. Check, check, check.
document identification and review process after submitting the final report to Congress as required under the Act and publishing the written justifications for redactions in the Federal Register. The department's obligations under the Act will be completed.
This has been a saga and story where both things are true. There has been rampant delay and violations of the plain letter of the law. On the other hand, for the cynics who said, well, maybe they'll just run out the clock forever and nothing else will ever be released, against the precedent of secret grand jury materials and DOJ's general practice of secrecy, and that runs back through both parties, a lot of material, the millions of documents, were released today. The Deputy Attorney General also spoke about whether he's covering up for his boss.
I can assure that we complied with the statute, we complied with the Act, and there is no, we did not protect President Trump. My team has certain communications with the White House. Let me just be clear, they had nothing to do with this review. They had no oversight over this review.
That's the claim by DOJ there. There were tips that involve accusations. That doesn't mean proof regarding whether Epstein and Trump participated in sexual abuse or crimes together. There's not clarity on whether that lead was followed. Other tips include things where news articles are simply forwarded by Epstein. I'm going to show you more of that. Emails where Epstein discusses Trump, something we knew about. There is an important chart I want to show you from inside the federal government. This is new. We hadn't seen it before, partially redacted. But as you see, this is the DOJ looking at what they call the agents, accountants, authorized individuals, associates, redacted employees. Take it for what you will, but some of these people might have been charged. Only Maxwell was. Elon Musk also outed for the first time in detail in these files because he writes to Epstein about trying to come visit the island and specifically says, what will be the wildest party on your island? What does wild mean when you're talking to this pedophile? Well, that's open, I suppose, to interpretation. A year later, there was an effort to coordinate an island visit with Epstein telling Musk he'd send a helicopter. Again, these are the emails we have. We cannot say whether that visit transpired or certainly whether any crimes occurred.
Welcome to the next generation of website creation, Wix Harmony. Get the power of AI.
Mr. President, once again, let's be honest. Let us face up to reality and let us acknowledge that most Americans understand that our great nation, once the envy of the entire world, is now in the midst of a deep decline. And for the sake of our children and future generations, we must end that decline and turn this country around in very fundamental ways. Mr. President, not so many years ago, the United States of America was admired, respected by people throughout the world for our generosity, for our concern for the poor of the world, for our democracy, for our Constitution, for our rule of law, for our way of life. We were admired, respected. People around the world said, you know what, we would like our country to be like the United States of America. Tragically, Mr. President, that is no longer the case. I was just on the phone this afternoon with an elected official in Europe who literally could not believe what is happening to our country today. And I fear that millions of people throughout the world, in every continent of this world, in every country in this world, are looking at the United States of America and say, what in God's name is happening to that great country? But it's not only our standing in the world and our increased isolation from other countries that I worry about. Mr. President, we used to have the highest standard of living of any country on earth. That was it, America. Strongest middle class in the world. We used to be a country where the American dream said that our young people will do better than their parents. My dad came to this country at the age of 17, having dropped out of school at the age of 14 from Poland, with the dream that his sons would do better than they did. My mom graduated high school with the dream that maybe her sons would have a college education. That was the dream of millions of people. We worked hard so that our kids would do better. The reality today, according to a number of studies, is that everything equal, unless we turn around, our younger generation will have a lower standard of living than their parents. They will own their own home at a much older age than their parents. And when we talk about America being in a state of decline and the need to bring about fundamental transformation of this country, understand that 2/3 of the American people, according to a New York Times poll the other day, 2/3 of the American people now believe that a middle-class lifestyle is out of reach. We used to be a country of the middle class. And now 2/3 of the American people say no. The American middle-class lifestyle is out of my reach. Mr. President, we used to be the best educated country on earth, best public school systems on earth. Not the case anymore. We used to have the best healthcare system of any country on earth. Not anymore. We used to provide good, affordable housing for our people. Not anymore. We used to have the most advanced transportation system in the world. Not anymore. Just take a look about how the city of Washington dealing with the current snowstorm. In many respects, our great nation is falling further and further behind other countries, and we must not allow that to continue. Mr. President, the United States, our people have faced horrific crises in the past, going back to the very beginning, the origins of this country, when a small number of people dared to have the dream and the courage to take on King George III and the British Empire and the most powerful military in the world. because they wanted their independence and they wanted their freedom. That was a crisis, and they prevailed. In the 1840s, there were people who were saying slavery is an abomination. It is immoral. We can't talk about a Declaration of Independence that says all men are created equal and enslave millions of people. We've got to end slavery. And they struggled and they struggled. The abolitionists. And there was a horrible civil war where so many people died. Finally, we ended the abomination of slavery. And the struggle continued to Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights Movement and the end of segregation. This country went through the Great Depression. 25% of our people were unemployed. And government had to redefine itself. And we did that. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor in 1941, December of 1941, we were not prepared to fight a war in the East or a war against Hitler in Europe. And yet within a few years, because the country came together, and instead of building cars, we built tanks and we built fighter planes, we ended up winning that war. Won a war on two fronts.
Hey everybody, Walter Goggins here. Starting a business is never easy, but with GoDaddy Aero, that endeavor.
Bottom line, in all of these crises and others, the nation came together and prevailed. We did it then, and I have little doubt if we do not allow people to divide us up by where we were born or the color of our skin, we can once again overcome the crisis that we are in right now, which in my view is the most serious crisis in the modern history of our country. And let me just say a few words about what is happening in Minneapolis right now as I speak. Let me be very clear. America is not about and must never be about a domestic military force called ICE, which, as we speak at this moment, is occupying a military occupation of one of our great American cities, Minneapolis, and is terrorizing the occupants in that city. America is not and must never be about federal agents shooting American citizens down in cold blood, breaking down doors to arrest people, or sending 5-year-olds to detention centers, all in clear violation of our Constitution. That is what takes place in dictatorships, in authoritarian societies, where there is not a rule of law. It does not and it must not be allowed to take place in the United States or any democracy on earth. So let me be very clear. ICE must get out of Minnesota now. ICE must get out of Maine now. ICE must stop terrorizing the American people. Not another penny should be given to ICE or Customs and Border Patrol unless there are fundamental reforms in how those agencies function and until there is new leadership at the Department of Homeland Security and among those who run our immigration policy. To be clear, Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller must go. But Trump's movement toward authoritarianism is not just about the use of his domestic army against the American people. It is about his attack against Venezuela in direct violation of the Constitution and international law, where he not only lacked congressional authorization, but where no one in Congress had any knowledge about what was taking place. Trump's authoritarianism is about disrupting the 100-plus year alliances we have had with our allies in Europe, and insanely threatening to seize Greenland from our longtime ally, Denmark. Does anyone in their right mind believe that the United States of America should threaten violence against our longtime allies? He is our ally. He's got a lot of money. Trillionaire family, wealthiest family on earth, could do Trump family a lot of good. Not a problem that one of our allies is Benjamin Netanyahu, who has engaged in atrocities against the people of Gaza and is now under indictment by the International Criminal Court as a war criminal. Good ally. Those are the kind of guys we want. War criminals, trillionaires who put dissenters in jail. Saudi Arabia, a dictatorship. Trump's authoritarianism is about his repeated threats to make Canada, I live 50 miles away from the Canadian border, Canada one of our closest and most dependable allies, the 51st state. I mean, just think for a minute. Our allies for decades and decades, close friends, and you go around insulting this country and say you're going to become our 51st state. What world does Trump live in? What does his mind, how does his mind tell him to do that? Let's be clear. The American people want us to ally ourselves with democracies around the world, not dictatorships, not authoritarian societies. They do not want to be allied with or put American lives on the line for dictatorships like those that exist in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, or least of all, Putin's Russia. Mr. President, everyone in this chamber, including my Republican colleagues, understands that when Trump usurps the power of Congress, when he attacks the courts, when he threatens and intimidates the media and universities, and perhaps most significantly, when he brings criminal charges against his political opponents, be they liberal Democrats or conservative Republicans, that this man is a danger to everything this country stands for. My Republican colleagues know this, and the time is long overdue for them to begin speaking out against Trump's dangerous movement toward authoritarianism. We can disagree on the issues. We do disagree on the issues. But we should and must agree that this country not move toward an authoritarian society with more and more power in the hands of the President of the United States. And in that regard, let me applaud Chris Madell, who was a leading Republican candidate for governor in Minnesota, and who recently ended his campaign because he could not defend the National Republican Party in the face of what was happening in his own state of Minnesota.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is the first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder, and you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are...
When Mr. Madell said, and I quote, "United States citizens, particularly those of color, live in fear. United States citizens are carrying papers to prove their citizenship. That's wrong. Driving while Hispanic is not a crime. Neither is driving while Asian," end of quote. Mr. Madell is right, and more Republicans need to speak out if they care about protecting the values this nation was founded upon. And when we talk about authoritarianism, we must also talk about the big lie. The lies that are told over and over again. Black is white, white is black. The constant barrage of lies that come from the White House. We can disagree on the issues, but you cannot have a democracy when the President of the United States lies profoundly every single day. No, Mr. President, Renee Good was not a domestic terrorist. She was the mother of 3 sitting in her car when she was shot. No, Alexander Petty was not a would-be assassin, as Trump's administration has suggested. No, last night's attack on Representative Ilhan Omar while she was conducting a town hall meeting was not staged. Somebody attacked her, threatened her. No, the January 6th insurrectionists were not conducting peaceful demonstrations. They were attempting to overthrow the results of an election. No, the 2020 election was not stolen from Donald Trump. He lost that election by over 7 million votes. And yet today, as we speak, right now, Trump's FBI has raided an election office in Georgia to seize their ballots. And this is, by the way, after the Attorney General of the United States demanded that Minnesota hand over its voter rolls as a pretext for ICE stopping its assault on that state. Mr. President, President Trump's unacceptable actions are raising the question in the hearts of millions of Americans of whether or not there will be free and fair elections in 2026 and 2028.
Oh, shit.
But, Mr. President, it's not just Trump's authoritarianism that concerns me and millions of Americans very deeply. I worry very much about the growing economic and political power of the oligarchs in this country, the multi-billionaires who are side by side with Trump, who were front row when he got inaugurated. I think all of us will remember Mr. Musk there, Mr. Zuckerberg, Mr.
Musk, Mr. Zuckerberg, Mr. Musk. Guard your privacy. Guard your privacy. Guard your privacy. Nobody wanna see the get you. Way in there with the can. Yeah. You don't be wanting to all the time. I smoke, you know. What? I say that. I say you act like you don't like it, so you know. And who knows? I mean, that's what I do. Shit low. It ain't even been like that.
Bezos, some 14 other billionaires sitting there when he was inaugurated. Today, In America, we have more income and wealth inequality than we have ever had in the history of our nation. Unbelievably, Elon Musk, wealthiest man alive, now owns more wealth than the bottom 53% of American households. One man now owns more wealth, some 700 billion plus, more wealth than the bottom 53% of American households. Top 1% now owns more wealth than the bottom 93%. CEOs of large profitable corporations now earn 350 times what their average worker makes. Meanwhile, in America today, while the very rich become obscenely richer, 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, unable to afford the skyrocketing cost of housing, healthcare, education, childcare, groceries, electricity, or other basic necessities. Very rich becoming phenomenally richer, tens of millions of Americans struggling to pay for their basic needs. And let us understand, Mr. President, that the oligarchs, the multi-billionaires, do not simply put their money under their mattresses. Not only do they want to own and control our economy, they are determined to own and control our corrupt political system as well. As we all know, Mr. Musk spent at least $290 million to elect Trump.
For small business owners, taxes was more questions than answers.
You think you're living in a democracy where one guy can spend $290 million to elect his buddy to be president? The 100 richest people in our country spent $2.6 billion on the 2024 election. 100 people. Yeah, you, average American, you get the right to vote. But billionaires can spend hundreds of millions of dollars in super PACs that defeat the candidates who stand up for the working class and elect those people who stand with the oligarchs.
Super PACs.
And that number, the amount of money being spent in these super PACs by the oligarchs is growing and growing every day. And I should point out that it is not just the Republican Party. It is Democratic billionaires as well. This is a bipartisan effort on the part of the billionaire class. Mr. President, just recently, a super PAC representing the crypto industry just announced that it has $193 million in cash at its disposal for the 2026 election. In other words, you got concerns about crypto? Well, you're going to have to face a barrage of 30-second ads from extraordinarily wealthy people. Big tech oligarchs in Silicon Valley have already pledged to spend at least $200 million on a super PAC sympathetic to the AI, artificial intelligence industry, an industry that threatens to displace tens of millions of American workers. You worried about AI? You worried about robotics? You worried about the fact that tens of millions of jobs are going to be lost during the next decade? You're concerned about it? You want to have some regulations? Well, guess what? These guys got hundreds of millions of dollars to spend in a campaign against you. Now, that may sound like democracy to somebody. It does not sound like democracy to me. It sounds like a very corrupt system owned by the very wealthiest people in the world. And that is why, if we're going to come out of our decline, we're going to turn this country around, probably there is nothing more important that we can do than end the disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision, abolish super PACs, and move to the public funding of elections. Somebody wants to run against me, they might disagree with my ideas, fine, go for it. But we should not have a system where candidates are backed by billionaires who can outspend heavily those candidates who are standing up for working people. That is not democracy, that is oligarchy. Democracy elections must be about one person, one vote, not billionaires buying politicians. But Mr. President, that's not all. When we look at what is going on in America, and it's important that we do that, take a look at our broken healthcare system. We are spending twice as much per capita on healthcare as the people of any other nation, and yet we are the only major country on earth not to guarantee healthcare to all. We got 85 million Americans who are uninsured or underinsured, and over 60,000 people die each year because they can't afford to see a doctor on time. You want to turn around America? You want to end our decline? We're the richest country on earth. We spend more on healthcare per person than any other country. Let us have the best healthcare system in the world, guaranteeing healthcare to every man, woman, and child. That's what we should be doing. And that is why we should pass a Medicare for all single-payer system. And when we talk about America being in decline, we're talking about the skyrocketing price of housing and the fact that tens of millions of Americans cannot afford to buy a home. We're seeing young people right now living with their parents because they can't even afford an apartment of their own. Married couples will buy their own home at a much older age than their parents. Today, we have 800,000 Americans who are homeless. 800,000, including people a few blocks from the United States Capitol. And 20 million households are now spending over half of their limited incomes on housing. Let us reverse this decline. Instead of giving tax breaks to billionaires, let's build the low-income and affordable housing this country desperately needs. In the wealthiest country on earth, it is not a radical proposition to say that every American should be able to live in decent, affordable housing. When we talk about America being in decline, we're talking about the crisis in our education system. Several decades ago, the United States was the best educated country on earth. The United States used to lead the world in the percentage of adults with a college degree. We were number one.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
Today, we are in 11th place behind countries like Japan, South Korea, Australia, the UK, and Canada.
Well, beer. Yeah.
Including Juliette Bryant, who met Epstein in South Africa when she was just 20 years old, and she's got a harrowing story to tell, not only about the things she saw him do, but the experiences, including things that were never reported before, medical crimes, things that will shock you. And we're lucky to have Juliette Bryant take a seat with me now, all the way from South Africa. Juliette, thank you so much for having a seat with me. How are you?
Hi, Chris. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm doing well considering the circumstances.
Yes.
Easy, everything that I've been through, as well as many of the other victims, and that's why I'm here speaking out for victims both alive and dead.
You know, Juliette, and we're going to get into all of this here, but it begs the question, in some ways it would be easier for you not to talk about this, to bury it, to move on with your life. Why is it so important to you to continue to speak out about this, to share the details of what you survived, what you endured because of Jeffrey Epstein?
Excellent question. Thank you, Chris. It would be easier for me to just live my life and ignore it all, but I cannot ignore it all, not when people are being murdered. I can't sit there and be happy when people have been hurt and killed. Also, those bastards hurt me so badly that I'll never be okay again after what they did to me. I'm getting better every day, but this is why I speak out against them. For people that they've hurt. They hurt me, but they've hurt others worse, and that's why I'm here speaking out.
You know, Juliet, let's go back to the beginning. How did you first meet Jeffrey Epstein? Under what circumstances? How did that all come together? It was in South Africa, correct?
Well, what happened, Chris, is I was studying psychology at the University of Cape Town, and then I started doing modeling on the side because, you know, my family didn't have a lot of money, and it was difficult for me getting to university. I had enough petrol money, so I had to do like some sort of job, obviously, like most people do. So I was doing modeling, and because I got scouted for modeling, I actually got scouted, first of all, when I was 14 by Elite Model Management. My mother would not let me travel. So these bastards, you know, they go for girls when they're even younger. But what happened is when I was 20, I was doing modeling, and basically I went out with a friend of mine to a restaurant, like bar, where they had like free drinks for models, because, you know, young girls will always go with these like free drinks and free food or whatever, you know, when you're poor. And then what happened is when I was at that place, a girl approached me, and she told me that she worked, well, she didn't say she worked with him. She said that her friend Jeffrey Epstein, who's like the King of America, was here with his best friend Bill Clinton, and he worked with Leslie Wexner, the owner of Victoria's Secret, and they could really help my modeling career. She also said that Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker were here with him. So of course it sounded like you know, I almost didn't believe it because like coming from Africa, you know, I just turned 20 and I never met any celebrities in my life. So I was like, but I was like obviously very interested to meet them because it sounded like my dreams were all coming true.
What was it like, Juliet, when you first met Epstein himself? What were the circumstances? What was the environment? What was the vibe?
What was the vibe? Well, they were all sitting around a table having dinner, and there were like some South African government officials sitting with them. And they all stood up during dinner and stood up to shake my hand. So, I mean, for me, I was like more interested in seeing like Bill Clinton and Kevin Spacey. I didn't know who this man Jeffrey Epstein was. It just sounded like he worked with them and he did help with modeling.
She was trying to see Bill Clinton. She said she was trying to see Bill Clinton. She ain't worried about all that. She trying to see Bill Clinton. That's the fuck she just said. She trying to see Bill Clinton. She ain't worried about all the rest of them. She want to see Bill Clinton. She ain't worried about that.
For me, I was like more interested in seeing like Bill Clinton and Kevin Spacey. I didn't know who this man Jeffrey Epstein was. It just sounded like he worked with them and he did help with modeling. So I was, but you know, I was more like starstruck meeting Clinton and Spacey.
It was Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Bill Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein, and that's a star-studded table for somebody to walk into. You must have been overwhelmed by this.
I was so overwhelmed. I was completely starstruck because, like I said, I'd never seen a celebrity in my life, and it just seemed like so legitimate. You know, that these people were all together, and the girl told me that they were scouting models, and it just seemed like the most legitimate opportunity of my life. And I still wonder how I was dumb enough to get on the airplane and go off there. But the thing is, I've realized, you know, these guys are con men. They're the greatest con men of all. They can be able to catch someone who's 40, someone who's 70. So, you know, a 20-year-old's an easy fish to catch, right?
Exactly. And while you were of the age of consent, the grooming process that you were exposed to is the very same grooming process that they used on thousands of women, some of whom were underaged. What was your first dealing with Jeffrey Epstein? You have this dinner, you see all these politicians and comedians and stars, and you get brought into this. What was your first dealing specifically with Epstein himself?
Well, you see, when I was taken there, I didn't even sit with them at the table. Like, they just stood up and shook my hand. And then we stayed there for like 5-10 minutes and then we left.
Damn, they just was bringing in girls and girls and girls and girls and girls. So I'm like, nah, man. Well, not wrong with that. But they said that's sex trafficking, you know what I mean? Sex trafficking. These motherfuckers are bringing islands and bringing in girls on islands, and they try and throw it off on the guy that's dead. He's dead. You know what I'm saying? They try and push it off on a guy that's dead. The man can't even speak up right now. Like, he's dead. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're gonna bring it out now. Cover up after cover up after cover up after cover up. That's crazy. I'm tired of speaking on it. You get what I'm saying? Because look, I told you, every time Donald Trump do something good, y'all find out something bad, and everybody getting mad, and I don't know. Motherfuckers like, oh, you for them? No, I'm not. Why the fuck it? I'm for if this motherfucker do the right things for us. Now, if that nigga wanna go eat Burger King and mess his health up, that's on him. Type shit. If he were to go do that and mess his health up, that's on him. You know what I'm saying? That's on him. But at the same time, please do us some right. Do us some good. You know what I mean? He trying to keep it hood. He said, man, whoever work, they got you. That type of shit. Okay, I'm with that. I'm with that. I gotta put this in here. That'll make it make sense right there. So, let's see what she's talking about.
So then what happened is the girl who approached me and scouted me for him or recruited me, this girl phoned me after that and she said that Epstein really liked me and wanted to see my modeling portfolio. He thought I would be great for Victoria's Secret. So the next day I was invited to a modeling casting at the hotel where they were staying, the Cape Grace Hotel. So, but what? Approached me and scouted me for him or recruited me. This girl phoned me after that and she said that Epstein really liked me and wanted to see my modeling portfolio. He thought I would be great for Victoria's Secret. So the next day I was invited to a modeling casting at the hotel where they were staying, the Cape Grace Hotel. So, but what Naja said is that they're actually doing a speech at the Western Cape Peninsula University, and would I like to come and watch the speech first before the casting? So of course I said of course I wanted to go. So I went to the hotel. I probably arrived there like 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning, and they had these like mini buses outside, and the one bus, Epstein and Clinton and Kevin Spacey, they all got in, and then I was told to get in the bus behind. And then the whole highway was closed off in Cape Town. I've never seen anything like it. Like every ramp where you came to, there would be like police waiting, like on bikes and stuff. Like everything was like so shut down. I've never seen anything like that in my life. And then he gave his speech at the lower income university. And while he was doing it, Kevin Spacey had a handheld device and he went like this and filmed everyone on the hall. Because he was sitting in front of me. You see, I was sitting behind him, and it wasn't like the kind of place you'd imagine the ex-president of America to do a speech. It was a very basic lower income university, but they were filming all the students in the hall.
And so after you listened to this speech, Did you have another meeting with Epstein? Was it this woman who was a go-between, or how did that all come together?
Well, what happened after this is that we went back to the Cape Grace where they were staying in the minibuses, and then I went to my car. I had a City Golf, like a very basic small car. I went to get my modeling portfolio out of my car so I could go in for the casting. So then I went back into the hotel, and they'd already gone in. Like, I was on my own. I went to get my, after we come back from the speech. And then I walked up, and then what happened is there were three girls sitting along a long table. They were all posing as modeling agents. They pretended that they worked for Karen Modeling Agency. And they went through my modeling book. And then they said, and while they were doing the casting, Bill Clinton walked through. Like, say I'm sitting here, he walked through behind me, and he's like, "Hi, everyone." And then he went into an adjoining suite. So it looked like they were sharing the executive suite, the president's suite of the hotel. And what happened then is, after these girls looked at my modeling book, they said, "Right, you can go through and see Epstein now." So I went through, and I sat opposite Epstein, and he looked through my modeling book, and he said, "Right, I think you'd be perfect for Victoria's Secret." And then, what happened is after I left there, his office started phoning and arranging me my visa and to get me there. They had me there within 3 weeks, basically.
And was it your impression that Jeffrey Epstein was actually representing Victoria's Secret in terms of somebody who was finding models and recruiting models?
Yes. He made it very clear that he worked with Leslie Wexner and that he was looking for models for Victoria's Secret for Leslie Wexner.
When you finished that meeting, Juliet, was it your impression that, hey, I've got a real shot here to be a model for Victoria's Secret? This is the big breakthrough that I've been trying to get as a young model.
Yeah. It's horrible. Yeah, I really believed it all. I was stupid. But then again, maybe I wasn't stupid. Like a lot of people say, they would have been conned by people like that.
Well, you certainly are far from the only one who's fallen for this. I mean, obviously, you see somebody who's with the president, a former president of the United States, who's with high-level celebrities, and why would you not believe it if a guy says that he's representing Leslie Wexner of Limited Brands and the owner of Victoria's Secret? I mean, it would seem to me that you'd be all in your rights to say this is a legitimate deal.
And he was with Bill Clinton, it just seemed so legitimate. It seemed like the most legitimate opportunity of my whole life.
Well,
They tried to destroy me.
And what year would have this been, Juliet? Take your time.
It was in 2002.
2002.
I met them September.
Wow. That's serious. That's serious. That is serious. That's serious. The fool, that lady crying like shit, like, damn, why they do this to me? You know what I'm saying? Crazy, crazy. Whew. That's serious, serious. This way you'd be like, well, is she faking or is she for real? Or is she acting? You know what I'm saying? See, acting and faking, two different to me. Acting and faking. I mean, they the same branch. But it's two different levels to the shit. So, I don't know if she acting or faking like a motherfucker. It sounds serious. You know what I'm saying? It sounds serious. That's why people have things for shit like that to look into. Let me see. So she said Donald Trump was dead, Bill Clinton was dead. Well, y'all was there. They was having a flipple flapple. A flapple flipple. You know what I'm saying? Party. You know what I mean? Sheesh. Order up some good. Now this is where all y'all money going to. This was all y'all money, tax money was going to. these parties that was throwing steaks on the grill every time. Tax money. You know what I'm saying? Throwing your tax money on the grill. This is where it been coming from, right there. That's crazy. That lady, they done stalked the lady and shit. Took the lady for bad. Young girls. In fact, Bill Clinton in that motherfucker. And everybody's just like, well, hey, we expected that. You know what I mean? Nobody expected more than us, but nobody expected less of Bill Clinton. You don't hear shit like, people don't like, they hype like, Bill Clinton, they're hyping it up. They're like, what you expect? We expect him to be there. He was the head in the goddamn White House. So, what you expect? Fuck out of here. Let's see. Let me see right quick. As soon as I do that. So everybody like, man, what you expect? What you expect of the bill? Nah. We know Bill for Bill Clinton. You know what I mean? So we don't expect Bill to do nothing more, nothing less, but be Bill Clinton. Right? We don't expect nothing more, nothing less, but Bill to be Bill Clinton. Put it back on her. So, this is what they do. This is what they do. This is what they do. All right. This is what they do. So I'm just trying to get it together. My bad, y'all. All right, let's let her go.
26, 2002.
When you came to the United States, where did you go? Did you go to New York?
Well, yeah. What happened is there was a man waiting for me with the name on a board. He was like standing there with my name on a board, and it seemed like so legitimate, this name on the book. It just. Well, I just thought like, oh my God, I'm going to be like a celebrity. It was just like, what the hell's going on? I was so excited. And then the driver was driving me, and I kept looking at all the billboards in New York, and I was like thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to like be able to solve all my family's problems. And anyway, yeah, then they dropped me off at 301 East 66th Street, the modeling apartment. And I was in there for about 5 minutes, and then the phone rang, and it was Sarah Kellen, and she said, pack your things, we're going to the Caribbean. I obviously assumed it was for a modeling shoot or something, she said, pack a small bag. So I had to leave my big bag there and then bring a few small things to go to this island. And, I didn't have my phone with me. I didn't have any money because I asked them before.
Dang, she said she ain't had shit to go to this island. They just got her to go to the island. Get her up on the island. They're trying to get her up on the details about human trafficking. It's serious. Shit. They're trying to get this lady out on the island and shit. Whoa. Whew. Y'all gotta say this is real, my friend. This is real. Where else we gotta go to? Hold on, let me check this out. Now, I see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fixed. Sound good. Sound good. All right. That sound good. Oh look, you got sound. All right. Let's see.
Like I told them I don't have any money, and they said, no, don't worry, we will deduct the money from your modeling jobs. You know, they said I don't need money. So I was basically just completely trapped and stuck. And then what happened is the driver came back and he drove me to Teterboro Airport. And then Epstein was sitting on the front of the plane and he like patted the chair like this next to him. And then I went and sat there. And then as soon as the airplane took off, he started touching me in between my legs forcibly. And then I realized these people were going to try to kill me. I immediately knew that if I didn't do what they want, they're going to kill me. I knew it. I felt it.
What made you think that they would kill you, Juliet, if you didn't do what they wanted? Just the power?
It was just, I felt it strongly.
We trying to size this out. Hold on. That's crazy. These people that be bringing forward, I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, everybody believe, oh yeah, she said that. But that ain't always the case. You gotta check a motherfucker out. See something. She look like if she go in another relationship with somebody or have relationships through her after the fact of this shit, life was heavy.
It was just that I'd gone there for this modeling opportunity and suddenly I was being whisked away by these very rich, dangerous, powerful people. I mean, obviously at the time I didn't know how dangerous they were, but I just got a very strong feeling. I realized I'd been lied to basically because the thing is I thought I was going to New York to stay in a modeling apartment and I was being sent for castings. And then suddenly when I got taken off on the airplane, he was touching me between my legs. I suddenly realized, oh my God, my family are never going to see me again. I felt so terrible. I don't even want to talk about it. Sorry.
Oh man. The women, I don't know. It's a hard one. You gotta study face expressions and hand movements and all that shit. Let her go. Let her cook.
We totally understand, Juliet.
They get my name off that funny note. Sorry, I'm sorry. They get my name off that.
Told you she nuts. She probably nuts now. No. That was a little bit dramatic. I don't know about that one, y'all. Did that. I might have to take that back. She was a little frightening. No. But yeah, she probably, her ass probably crazy, but she probably crazy as shit. Nuts. Let me see that.
No, so if I gone missing, no one would have known what had happened to me.
Right.
So I
Juliet.
did whatever they wanted.
Juliet, this was Epstein's private plane, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. And you flew down to his island
Yeah.
in the American Virgin Islands?
Yeah. Then I knew I had to do whatever they wanted, otherwise they would have killed me. It was pretty obvious. Especially since my name was left off that flight log.
So they never even put you on that flight log?
No. My name was on the other flight logs, that one they left my name off. So if I'd gone missing, no one would have known what had happened to me.
And did this sexual assault continue throughout the flight?
I'm so sorry. But I'm going to get so stressed. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
She's smoking and shit. She getting high. Either that. Hold on. I know just. Them Epstein people got her, man. It's great. She fucked up. She smoking that cigarette like she zapped out, blacked out and shit. No. I'm sorry. Pulled out the cigarette and started smoking that motherfucker. That's trauma. You can tell you, trauma. She probably still bad nightmares and shit. Yeah, she hitting that cigarette.
You can't get arrested for smoking, right?
No. You're fine. Did this sexual assault by Epstein continue for the rest of the flight? And was there anybody else on the plane?
The girls who posed as modeling agents, and we.
Told you doing body face movements. Body and face movements. Yes, sir. Got to be like her.
Somebody touched me, they just laughed at me. They just laughed.
So they thought this was a big joke, that this was just a playtime for Epstein.
And they thought it was very funny.
Damn. Alright. Then I can really see if it's really fake or.
I'm so sorry to cry like this.
It's all right. We understand. In
Close the door. Where are you going? Close the door.
the flight presumably was 3 to 4 hours, and you get down there after being assaulted, touched by Epstein. What happens when you actually get to the island, Juliet?
Well, they showed me the room I was going to stay at.
I mean, first of all,
Alright, let's see. So should I put it?
Knock this off.
Alright, let's see. But I go now.
well, first of all, you had to be freaked out by the time you got there that, you thought you were getting involved in this legitimate modeling opportunity. Suddenly you're whisked away to go to the island. I'm sure you thought it was for a shoot at that time. And then you get, treated this way, assaulted by Epstein. And now you're on this island with no communication, no cell phone. Did you even have a passport at this point?
They had my passport, they had all my things like that. They said they had to have it for the flight, but the thing is, when we flew anywhere, no one ever checked anything on the plane. They never checked any passports. They never checked anything. None of the cargo, nothing was checked. We never went through any passport control on those planes. Basically, you'd land and two cars would arrive and everything would be put on and you'd leave. Nothing was ever checked.
What happened when you got to the compound?
Well, first of all, we landed in, I don't know if it's St. Thomas or St. Bart's, wherever they land, St. Martin's, and then we took a helicopter from there. I was just like, firstly, I hadn't slept on this flight from South Africa, the 20-hour flight from South Africa. I was so excited thinking all my dreams are coming true. So I was absolutely exhausted. I'd also never even left South Africa. I'd never ever traveled without my mum. I'd never been anywhere out of the country. So I was just completely freaked out. And when we arrived there, they basically showed me the room I was going to be staying in, the chalet. And then that's when they started calling me to Epstein's room. After that, what happened is then the next day, like another girl was boarded. And then the girl started giving him a blowjob in front of me during he was watching a movie, and I got so scared and I ran away. Basically, it was just very, very frightening and horrible.
What?
It was a very, very frightening place to be trapped as a young girl.
And you were sexually assaulted by Epstein?
Yeah, many times. I kept getting called to his room. There's a lot of weird stuff with all of that too. Well,
I'm sorry you had to endure that. I mean, it's just beyond belief that they could trick somebody at this level and do it so many times. How long, Juliet, were you on the island during that particular visit?
Well, the first time I was taken there, we were there for about like 4 or 5 days. Then we went to Palm Beach. Because the thing is, they never used to.
Damn. Yeah, I was just trying. Traveling like shit. So they went for 4 to 5 days all the way to Palm Beach.
Tell anyone before they were like leaving. They never used to like tell us the night before they were going somewhere else. They'd like basically like half an hour before they'd be like, pack your things, we're going. And then we wouldn't know where we were going. Because they obviously didn't want anyone knowing where they were going. And then we went to Palm Beach, and then after that, in Palm Beach, I was taken to his office, and he told me he worked with the CIA. He told me that he had my family's name on a list, and he told me that a girl accused him of rape, and he planted drugs in her apartment and sent her to prison. After that, I was sent to New York, and they made my hair blonde and my teeth white by Frederick Fakai, the hair salon man. And then I was sent back to South Africa, and then they brought me back again. Because by that point, I was so broken. People asked, why did I go back? I didn't want to disobey this man. It was quite clear that he was going to try kill anyone who disobeyed him.
Juliet, there came a point during all this where you were at his ranch in New Mexico. And this, to me, is one of the more harrowing, untold stories of the exploitation and abuse by Jeffrey Epstein. Explain to me what happened down there in terms of these experiments or medical crimes that he had committed against you.
Well, it's so hard to actually explain all of it, but I woke up.
Is she believable? That's what I want to know. Is she believable? Let's go. Is she believable? Let's check her out. Her face movements. Shit. Okay, let me see.
Nothing. I was never told anything.
Just we're going to the ranch in New Mexico and you're coming along.
And yeah, I mean, I can't really explain it all very clearly because I don't really know more of what they're doing, but I do know what happened to me.
Why did you think you were going to New Mexico? What did you think was going to happen there when you flew there from South Africa?
I actually don't even know. I mean, the thing is, Epstein had such a hold on me and so many other people. It's almost like he was running a bit of a cult, you know, and he would find people and like sort of try to control them. And the thing is, around Epstein it was like a mouse being around a snake, like a mouse with a puff adder or a cobra. That's how I felt.
And did you think at the time when you were in New Mexico that there was still a chance that you could score a modeling job out of this?
I don't even know by that point. Like, I was such a mess by that point, to be honest. You know, I suppose, I don't know what I thought by that point. I think the thing is that he'd taken such great advantage of me, and it would. It's just the whole thing had like messed me up so badly. You know, when I came back from there, I had terrible panic attacks. I was hospitalized like 10 times. I was put on tranquilizers. I was a real mess. It's like, that's a lot of people judge and say like, oh, why did you go back? The thing is, when you're kidnapped by someone like that, you don't come back feeling okay. These people are very powerful. They're very, very clever. They know what they're doing. They know how to fuck around with a young person. You know, I was 20 years old. If they took me now, I'd be a little more able to deal with it, but not really. That's why they wouldn't take me now. They'd take someone who's 20.
Tell me what happened to you in New Mexico, this medical crime that was committed against you.
Well, I don't even know what they did. I woke up in a lab. There were people working on me. You know, it wasn't like the usual sort of hospital area. It was just, there's something very, very weird that happened. And I don't know what it is. There's a lot of weird stuff that they try to do. I mean, if I knew more, I'd be dead, right? So I guess I'm figuring it out with you. I don't really know what they did because.
So you woke up in what was essentially some sort of a makeshift operating room at Epstein's ranch in New Mexico.
I see the double blink. Blink, blink for the question. Now we got the full eyes here. I don't know, what is this shit? Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. Let her cook. Let her cook.
Saw them committing some sort of medical crime, some sort of procedure upon you, And did you ever feel any sort of physical pain or trauma, or were you ever able to confirm exactly what they did? I know you've got trauma from the whole experience, but was it?
Crazy. I had severe trauma.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to fucking die every day.
Yeah.
They did something serious to me, and I know they did because I've like abused myself many times in my life, but I've never felt as bad as I did when I came back from that place.
What do you think they did? Were you ever able to confirm it or figure out exactly what they did to you down there?
I can't confirm it exactly, but as we all know, there's a big cover-up going on here, and I think these criminals are capable of a lot more than any of us can comprehend. So, I mean, I wish I knew the truth, but if I did know more, I'd probably...
She hit him with a hardball right there. There's some truth. There's some truth to that.
Dead. And like I said before, like they probably want me dead already. I can't go out. I can't even go to the beach. I've been followed. I've had my tires slashed. And no, I'm not crazy. I've been going out in Cape Town my whole life. As a young girl, I used to take the train. I used to take taxis. I had no problem going out as a young girl in Cape Town. But nowadays, I can't go out because my tires get slashed.
How were you finally able to get out of the Epstein grasp? How did you finally escape? What was the final thing that made you say, I'm done. I'm going to escape this. I'm out of here.
That's actually a very good question because, do you know what's started to happen? People started to go after him. There was a Vanity Fair article where Maria Farmer and Annie Farmer were, after him. And then I think the thing is he couldn't actually be bringing girls from overseas anymore. It got too dangerous for him. Because the time when he let me go was the time when he was about to get caught. Apparently he was never really put in prison. It's all a lie. But he had to be a bit more cautious with his deeds.
So you think people started to catch on with Epstein? He was facing allegations in the Miami Herald, for instance. He was facing criminal charges, albeit a sweetheart deal in that plea bargain, as we know. But you think he backed off of trying to bring you in anymore because it was an international situation and he was under a bit of a microscope at the time?
It's also not just that. He also said very clearly that women over the age of 22 are no longer attractive. He just said that girls were no longer useful after 22. So the thing is, he did try to get me to stay there. He offered me $4,000 a month to stay there and work with him, $2,000 for any girl I found for him. But I didn't go for any of that because, I just didn't want to be there. I wanted to be at home with my mum and my animals and my family.
Are you in touch with some of the other survivors today? Do you keep in touch?
She look a little crazy, boy. Okay, let me enough with the Epstein thing. Do you believe her? Do you believe her, man? That's Loyal Moves, man. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit them likes. All right, let's go somewhere else right quick. Let's see. So.
Like free drinks and free food or whatever, in your pot. And what happened is when I was at that place, a girl approached me and she told me that she worked, well, she didn't say she worked with him. She said that her friend Jeffrey Epstein, who is like the,
Okay, let's get it. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Take a little break. As we'll be right back. right, we in there. We in there. All right. Yeah. All right. This on there.
End of the road.
I couldn't help but notice your pain. My pain. It runs deep. Share it with me.
End of the road for you, my love.
Okay, I think we did. We did. Right there. That's what I know. Aha. Somebody said, man, they should, LOYALMOVES should show them how to do it. Well, I should show them. got poor Nikki, man. Poor Nikki, man. Poor Nikki. That's what they say. Poor Nicki Minaj, man. They just. I don't feel sorry for that bitch. Somebody said she accomplished what she needed to accomplish. Looking crazy, man. Sacrificed herself. Hey. I'm gonna have to fix that. Alright, let me fix this. I don't like that. Don't worry, buddy. Oh shit. Oh.
Cadalibris tempestor.
Can you take a vote?
Eju eden aleton. Dobidi. Eju eden aleton. Clairway, clever, delight, law.
Ellie, they need to be sprayed so it does not spread from plant to plant and ruin our whole harvest.
Oh, I see it now. The spring.
It's already done. This food is our survival. It's already done. This food is our survival.
Yeah. Ugh. Mm-mm-mm. Like that, like that, like
Behind your
that.
fucking back with everybody else. Witchcraft shit. Come on, man. You better know what clock is. You better know what it really is. Straight up. And the only motherfucker out of all them Garys, all the Garys, all the realest motherfucker is Ashanti Brown. I was keeping it real. But Shanti, so caught up with her being so real, her realness is to everybody around her. I'm just keeping it real. I used to see it, I'd be like, man, this is me. This is a little me. This is a little me. This ain't even my daughter, but she a little me. She's so real. She's so loyal. And she don't know all these motherfuckers around here hate her for it. They hate her for it. They hate her for it. Shanti, get away from them motherfuckers. Straight up. Stand on business like you a G. God got you. Your grandma got you. You know grandma got you. Your grandma got you. I'm getting goosebumps. Cause grandma like, hell yeah. I got my baby. I don't give a fuck who she walk away from. I don't give a fuck she walk away from my motherfucking son. Whoever the fuck that she walk from, I got her back. I ain't with none of them motherfuckers. Shit, straight up. You better know who with you. Your grandma know when you represent. Your grandma know when you put her up on the wall. Straight up. She seen all that shit. She know who really love her. Shit, straight up. All the motherfuckers faking. The pain you felt was real. They was faking with their pain, my nigga. I'm just keeping it real. Real nigga gonna tell you how to real nigga. God let me and you meet each other for a reason. Even though I was dating your mama, ever since I dated your mama, first time I got your mama told me you was a stud. I said, yeah, I'm supposed to be here for her and Kev and Kavion. That's who I'm here for. These two right here. That's who I'm here for. Other than that, I ain't here for nobody else. On everything. I knew it from every time I walked in that door. God loves you, and I can understand what you're saying. You remind me of myself, but God has brought me through it. It would just be my testimony later on in your life. God bless. For sure, Miss Pamela. For sure. You just have to keep going. And Shanti, if you listen, keep going, baby. Keep going. Don't let nobody slow you down. No bitch, no nigga. Your mama, your sister, your brother, nobody. You real. You realer than them fake ass friends. All that. You realer than any of them motherfuckers surrounding you. Because you gonna move for them. You gonna do everything for them. But baby, they ain't doing none of that for you. I'm keeping it 100, and God know I ain't lying. And you know I ain't lying. Rest my case. Straight up. I know real motherfuckers when real motherfuckers come around me. You understand what I'm saying? I know when I see my twin. What's up? What's up, Leah? What's good, baby? I know my twins when I see my twins. And my stepdaughter, my ex's daughter, Shanti, that's my twin. That's a twin. You probably be mad because I ain't said shit about your mama or whatever, but it's the truth. What did you tell me? You want to be mad because I ain't said shit about your mama or whatever? Good person. I don't care, my mama, whoever. Know your worth. Keep it moving. If she ain't trying to be great by you, don't care if it is my mama. Keep going. I see you love my mama, but my mama ain't, she can't see. If she can't see, that's on her. You need to keep moving then. Because I know you love my mama, but my mama don't know that you love her. She can't see that because she too confused by all these fuck-ass motherfuckers around her. Same motherfucker she let talk about me to her. Same motherfucker will call her phone. Shanti asking me for this. Shanti asking me for that. So she cussing them bitch-ass motherfuckers out. She's like, okay, I'm finna jump on Shanti for her then. She should have been cussing that bitch ass out. Bitch, don't call me. You supposed to be my friend. You supposed to be my sister. You supposed to be my brother. You supposed to be whatever. Whoever it was that you asked for something. That you asked for something from. She supposed to be like, man, y'all don't call my motherfucking phone talking about, you supposed to be my best friend. If my daughter called, actually, your daughter called, you think I'm finna call you and tell you? No, I'm gonna help my niece out, whoever the fuck it is to me, and go on about my business. Ain't none of your motherfucking business if I help them out. Fake ass people around y'all, bruh. Clean that shit up. Shit. Keep moving, keep going, okay? Real shit. It's been 1,000. Know who really real around you. Everybody ain't real around you, baby. Even your fake ass mama new girlfriend, you know that bitch. That bitch, I met that bitch when me and your mama first got together. This is what your mama don't tell you and JV Young and KV Young. She don't tell y'all that when me and her went to the actor set, her, Tawana, and Hope, and Coco, all them motherfuckers introduced me to this fat bitch. Shook this fat bitch hand and everything. That's what they don't tell y'all. Telling you. Shit, cold world. It's a cold world, baby. It's a cold world. And they think shit funny, but it ain't shit funny. But them. You see how your mama got her ass dragged back to Fort Wayne, so you wonder why your mama back in Fort Wayne? God, for her doing me wrong. I told you though, did I tell you that when we was in Atlanta? I said, watch how your mama life end up and watch how my life end up. I told you that, and you remember that. I know you do. If you don't remember nothing else. Straight up. You know that for sure. I told you, you gonna see that your mama's the cheater, not me, baby. I'm 100 with your mama. The reason I started stepping up and said, fuck your mama, because your mama been doing me wrong behind my back for a long time. She trying to have y'all come get my phone and see what the fuck I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, getting the fuck away from this motherfucker that's been doing me wrong for a minute. But I'm being 100 to her and her kids. And God don't like ugly, baby. Straight up. So you thinking, or y'all wondering why y'all mama got her ass dragged back where she at? To y'all hometown? Because she did a good motherfucker wrong. That didn't deserve it. That was good to her. And she did a good motherfucker wrong for a fuck ass motherfucker that don't give a fuck about her. They want to see her down. They don't want to see her past them. Her fake ass friends. That fake ass lover she with. That fake ass bitch that got out of prison that she introduced me to a long time ago. Bitch seeing her, been watching her ever since she got with me. Been watching her. Yeah, Monique gonna surprise all of us. Hell no, what we gotta do, Tawana? What we gotta do, such and such? The bitch that fucked JV Young daddy? What we gotta do? What we gotta do to drag her ass back to the Fort Wayne? Since you a stud, see if you can get with her. We try to get a lunch shit up out here, see how you can slide in here. I'm gonna try to slide in here. Don't think, but you know, we grew up with each other. You know how she spoke. You know she think all family and people, everybody on it with her, and we all against her dumb ass. Straight up, bitch slow. And they played her ass like a flute. Fluted her motherfucking ass. Ain't no light, no tomorrow. Smiling all in their face. They looking at it like, bitch, you stupid. We the same motherfuckers that off your mama. Our mamas and our daddies off your motherfucking mama. Even your uncle with your uncle, bitch. And you sitting here thinking that we done played your ass like a fool. Real talk. Straight up. Y'all better watch. Listen, you better watch who you around. Thinking everybody your motherfucking friend all the time. They know a lot of shit that they know they shouldn't be around you at all. The people that killed your grandmama, that killed Miss Shannon, is the people your mama be hanging around all the motherfucking time. And with your uncle. Your uncle know what happened to your grandmother. Yeah, he know. And sad to say, Miss Lucille did too. That's fucked up. That's the fucked up part about it. I see one thing about me. Even I'm blunt. You keep me around long enough, I'ma see right through motherfuckers and what the fuck going the fuck on. That's why they had to get rid of me. Oh, we gotta get her up out. She cracking the code. She getting too close to shit. She coming around, sensing shit, knowing she know motherfuckers like, oh, hell no. She coming, she saying shit before it happens and shit. Oh, no, it happens, motherfucker around Monique. Hell no. Monique dumb ass gonna wake up. We got Monique up under the spell.
What the fuck is my son?
Oh, God, I ain't bullshitting. Y'all listen, man, you gotta watch people. You have to watch people. Stop thinking everybody your motherfucking friend and everybody means something good because of the years they've been around you. What the fuck that supposed to mean? What did it ever hold weight at? What did it ever hold weight? Just because you knew a motherfucker for 20 years. What the fuck did that supposed to mean? Bitch, I don't give a fuck if I knew you for 50 years, bitch. It don't mean you're not able to cross me. The fuck? So I'm supposed to trust you. I'm supposed to trust you because I grew up with you, right? I'm supposed to trust you because you're my mom, my brother, my sister, right? I'm supposed to trust you because you're my friend that I grew up with for all these years, right? Man, you got me fucked up. I don't trust a motherfucking soul. Anybody possible, capable of any motherfucking thing. What the fuck I look like sitting here just because I knew your ass forever? Oh, they not. It's impossible because I knew him for 20 plus years. Whole time that motherfucker you been doing for 20 plus years, keeping your ass around for some more years to make sure you don't figure out what the fuck they did, dumbass. They watching you. Straight up, you better learn shit. Straight up. And you know what? It's sad to say, her middle daughter, that middle daughter that started with a J, she gonna be just like her mama, naive and stupid, easy fall for any fucking thing. Straight up, she thinks she know it all, just like her mama. Oh, I think I know it all. That middle one, that middle child, is always the one to end up like the mama. Slow, like my brother, same way with my brother. Oh, I know the family mean me, some family don't mean them shit. He had to learn the hard way. He had to see Roche ain't really fuck with him. Roche gave the motherfucking police officer his motherfucking keys to his truck. Y'all better start watching people thinking you, oh, they forever. They been around me forever, been doing this. All the time, they don't fuck with you just like they don't fuck with your motherfucking sister or brother, motherfucker. You goofy ass motherfucker. They just make sure your goofy ass, keep your goofy ass up under them so they can keep on running their play that they doing. You motherfuckers slow out here, though. I see that. I see right now. That's why I stay away from people, bro. Because everybody ain't got the eye vision. Ain't got that gift of being able to see right through motherfuckers and what the fuck going on. I stay away from people. Some people slow. Straight up, and they hurt you. Because they so slow. They so caught up to they loyal to people that ain't loyal to them. They really think these people loyal to them. These people ain't a bit loyal to their ass at all. Because of the years that they know these motherfuckers. They let the years be a pass for them to look over, to not see right through what they need to be seeing. I don't fuck with people, bro. I'm telling you. Because I see shit. When you see shit, motherfucker gonna try to get you away quick. And her daughter seen that. The one that started with a J and Brittany ass. They seen that when I had that motherfucking room over that motherfucking door to keep all them evil motherfuckers away from this house. Don't come back around this motherfucker with y'all evil ass. When they seen that shit, they go Brittany, You know that means we trying to run a game on your mama right now. This ain't gonna never let me come back over there and run your game. I'm trying to fuck her shit up right now. Shit, I see that broom and like shit. Got that motherfucker up there for protection on y'all. She ain't let nobody
Word
hurt
from
y'all.
the wise. Shout
Hell
out word
no.
from the
This is
wise.
my family.
Shout
Ain't
out
nobody
the
finna
word
hurt
from
my
the
family.
wise, man.
Ain't nobody finna do shit to my motherfucking family.
Bring you.
Straight up.
Get
Ain't
that
you
energy
witches
away.
and you
Get
little
that energy
warlock
away.
ass bitches ain't finna do a motherfucking thing. My
Talk
fake
to the
ass
words
sister
of the
Brittany came on and
wise,
she
man.
let you know. I think that's witch. You know, Jay Beyonce, she stupid. She don't know shit. Oh, that is. I knew she was. She just always had a hate jealous because I'm beautiful as fuck anyway and go with her mama and she wanna fuck me. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real.
Shit, I'm about to
I
pay
ain't
for the
lying.
word of the wise, man.
Ever since she
That's
seen
what
me,
I
like,
talk
yeah, that
about.
motherfucker with a friend with her
Word
car,
for the wise,
and the car with her friend, her mama car. Sitting there that day when I first started coming around. Fine young motherfucker. He's like, damn, how my mama pull this fine young motherfucker? That's supposed to be for me. And I'm not even her fucking age. She thinking this I look young, and I'm around her age. So how the fuck my mama pull this
Pay the
motherfucker? I'm
word
your
for the
mama.
wise, man.
I ain't your
That's what I'm talking
motherfucking
about,
age.
man.
I know I look good. I know I'm a motherfucker that you would switch your roof for real quick. And you jealous of my reason why you first time I'm being with her mama. She come in the room.
Sometimes a nigga don't feel like talking,
Girl,
let the word for the
who
wise
says
talk,
that around their
man.
mama? New motherfucker that just
Pay the
start
word
talking.
for the wise, man.
I hate ass daughter. Just because their mama got a fine young thing. Okay? And I ain't young. I'm your mama age. I just look like this for being good to people. And I'm finna be good to your mom, if you know what I mean. Real shit. Real shit. I'm gonna get her ass in the groove and tune. You straight up. Shit. Real talk to that ass will be on around this motherfucker. Fuck with a nigga like me. Shit, straight up. On everything. Shit. Dusty is a motherfucker, boy.
Hey, we gonna go ahead
sad, but
and
is.
give word for the wise,
You gotta
man.
pay attention.
You get
You have to pay
You
attention.
gotta get her.
You have to. Stop thinking, because a daughter that really like you. There you go. And Jay Beyonce liked my ass too. I can feel like I just never entertained that shit. I'm just like, I'm just like, it's a young girl, she just think I'm fine. She gonna say little shit. She like me, you know, she like damn, I should have got that. My mama should have got that. My mama knew what to do with that motherfucker. God, why can I get a good, fine motherfucker like that? Why my mama had to get it? Because your mama was time for your mama to get a good. All them fuck ass motherfuckers she didn't deal with. She didn't pray the last time when Teddy broke the motherfucker heart, she in front of God. God, please, God, please see me somebody. So God like, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you, baby. So God a nigga like me up around motherfucker like they're gonna do right, they're gonna love her, treat her right, find in the motherfucker, everything. We going into it, treat the kids right, all that shit. Cause she been doing enough fuck motherfucker. It was time for her to get her be born. It was time for her to get a blessing, whatever y'all call it. It was time for her to get what she asking for. But she fucked it up. You can gamble it all the time. Right, you can't, exactly. Okay, so she gambling. She gambling. She rolled the dice. So she knows, and this is the same daughter. Now, why would you go to the door? She don't ask her daughter. She don't go to Javiana and ask her. Am I doing right by Elisha? You think I'm doing? Now, you know damn well the hating ass daughter that won't Eli, ain't finna give your ass no good advice. Okay? She might tell you, yeah, mama, you know you doing wrong. Hell nah. She don't give a fuck. She wants you to fuck it up anyway so she can go spin a block on Elisha when your ass ain't looking.
Check this out.
Okay?
We gonna get
and
word from the
that's on
wise,
you.
man.
I'm gonna tell you right now. She should be 22 now. If your 22-year-old daughter come fucking hollering at me, I'ma knock her ass loose like a goose. Straight up. I'm 38, she grown. I'ma knock her ass loose like a goose on me. Straight up. Now, she never fucking try to play me. Now I'm like, good for the goose, good for the gander. I'ma knock her ass like no tomorrow. Crazy. I knew you wanted this old nigga dick. I knew you wanted it. I knew it. I could tell. Straight up, I could tell. I ain't fucking with you though, cause I love your mama and you like my stepdaughter. So I ain't gonna never come. But I knew it. Now let your daughter come today. Let your daughter come around this motherfucker today. the goose. I'ma knock her ass loose. I swear to God, I'ma knock her ass loose like no more. I'ma knock her little ass loose like no more. Cause I'm grown, she grown. Straight up. That's on you. That's on you. You let your daughter trick you out of somebody that's good. Your daughter knew that there was somebody that's good. She's like, bitch, I was tricking you out your pride. I'm in there now. That's on you. That's on you. And that's on you. I don't fuck with you like that anyway. Straight up. I was tricking you anyway. That's on you. Yeah. Straight up. Don't fucking play with me. I'm not the one to ever be played with. Straight up. Never. Straight up. You want to play me with your so-called friend? Okay. Let your daughter come around this motherfucker talking about she's trying to get in. She see a nigga doing across from me again in life. She's talking she's trying to get in.
Hold up.
I'ma knock her ass loose like a goose. Straight up. I'ma knock her ass loose like a goose. Okay? Welcome to the grown and sexy.
Like
you hear me? You hear me? Welcome to the grown and sexy, Miss Lady. You finally graduated, huh? You grown now, huh? Now I'm finna lay your ass down like no tomorrow. See, and then the crazy part is her so-called auntie from Atlanta, what's her name? Tanya, whatever the fuck her name is, said the same shit to Jay Young and got mad because Jay Young knew that was her heart. Jay Young like, yeah, I really do I like my mama girlfriend. But I don't want you to say that she was mad as hell at Tanya for saying that shit. She was mad as hell. Cause she's like, bitch, don't go like my shit, bitch. You take your ass home. You started shit. You didn't call the truth out. Straight up. Real talk. But I had so much respect for my ex Monique at that time. I would have never did no shit like that. My daughter and friends, anybody come at me like that, I'm gonna let her know. Hey, they coming at me incorrect, baby. When a friend tried to come and sit in the bed, her friend came over one day. I'm in the bedroom, in the bedroom, laying on the bed and shit. Her friend come back there, sit on the side of the bed and shit. She sit on the side of the bed while I'm laying down. So what you doing, child? I said, girl, what the fuck is you doing? Girl, what the fuck is you doing in here? Monique is out there in the living room. What you doing? Oh, I just come see what you doing. Y'all trying to get this dick. You trying to get this motherfucker. Y'all trying to get this motherfucker. I ain't letting it get loose like that. Cause I love Monique. And I ain't finna cheat on Monique, motherfucker. With none of you motherfuckers. Straight up. I'm gonna keep it real with her. My loyalty stands for her. I ain't crossing her for you motherfuckers. That's what they looking for. They looking for me to cross her ass. Straight up. Everybody looking for me to cross her ass. Friends, I can tell you something. I'm telling y'all. 2 friends. I don't say the other friend name. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I ain't gonna say the cousin name either. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. But I could have fucked the cousin, the so-called cousin. I could have fucked 2 friends and daughter if I wanted to. I'm just keeping it 1,000. But I never did that because my loyalty stayed with Monique. I was there. God sent me there for her. I was not finna go against the grain. Nobody finna give me the no. She already been there. Y'all motherfuckers already took her mama from her. You motherfuckers already abused and used her for her goodness. No, God sent me here to be right with her. I'm not doing none of that shit. I see all you motherfuckers. But she didn't see it, so that's on her. Now she wishing me, I'm wishing, God, please, God, give me a relationship back, God, give me a relationship back, please, God, please, God. And you know what I thought about it today? I said, God, I kind of miss Monique, and I love Monique. But I said, God, Monique did me. I ain't trying to be back with Monique ass, God. I'm done with that shit. I waited long enough. She took too long. Straight up, she took way too motherfucking long. It's over with. I'm done with it. I'm done with her ass. I'm moving on. Now I want my future. Now I want the person that God, you have designed for me and made for me. Because God, that contract, it was a contract for me and Monique. And me and Monique was meant to be together. But she let other people come from her family, fake ass friends, she let people come between our union. Straight up, that God put together. That God saw me on life. But number good. She had nothing, never had to worry about motherfucker playing her, cheating on her, doing none of that shit. She had a motherfucker that was there for her. Straight up. And all the motherfuckers she been there that wasn't there for her ass. They didn't give a fuck about her. The baby daddies didn't give a fuck. The other motherfucker nigga she was dating didn't give a fuck. I'm the only person that ever really cared for that woman wholly. Loved that woman wholly. Straight up. Now is no tomorrow. I'm done. I'm done. Baby, don't do me like that, man. I love you. Cause yeah, guess what? I ain't coming back once my heart is done off you. Ain't no coming back. Ain't no coming back. And I know that was her energy earlier trying to pull on me. That was her energy earlier trying to pull on my soft spot. I felt her. There ain't no more of us, baby. We done. Okay? You ain't never wanted me. You made it clear that you didn't want me. How you treated me the whole time that you had me. You had me right there in your hands for almost 3 years. And you showed me all of the 3 years that I meant nothing to you. And somebody else was more. So I need you to go get whoever you thought was more. I need you to go keep going that way. Don't come this way. Go keep going that way, baby. Yeah, it's that way. It ain't this way. It's that way. Straight up. You gotta let motherfuckers stand on who they thought was better than you. On everything. Now let me go take a peek. You gotta let motherfuckers stand on who they thought was better than you. That's on me. Straight up.
You back in. LOYALMOVES, man. We here with the word of the wise, man. I'm out there, roster.
And you can't play with my feelings and think I'm still about to play with false situation. Okay? Like, what the fuck? Once I see the situation is false, baby, I'm out. Especially when I know I'm being real. Oh, you ain't gotta worry about it. Baby, I'm finna wrap it up for you, boo. And if you think you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna let you know that you ain't ahead of time, okay? I can give a fuck less. I understand that shit happens. And a person might cause you try to cause you some kind of heartbreak, but I ain't even gotta deal with this shit. I can let it be what it is, feel what I'm feeling, get through it, and keep it moving. Straight the fuck up. It comes along with it when you care about somebody for real. When you truly care about somebody for real, yeah, you gonna feel some type of pain when y'all break up. Get through it. Get through it. Don't stay there. Feel what you feel and keep it the motherfucking moving on that motherfucking ass. Straight up. Real shit. Elevate on the ass. That's what you do. Don't let it beat you down. Elevate. What the fuck is you gonna let it beat you down for? Hell fucking no. I'ma elevate on this motherfucker. Real talk. Now my people, I will be back in this motherfucker. I will be back. I'm about to get ready. I gotta make a store run real quick. So I will be back. So, catch me back live probably about 15, 20 minutes. I'll be back live. Let me see what's on the It's 7:04 right now. So I should be back live about 7:45. I'm finna go back live. Oh, I see what you adding in. But I'm about to get ready to go back live, so I gotta make a store run. I forgot a couple of names. I'm like, damn, but I'm about to make a store run. Eli Blunt will be back. So peace out for a minute. I will be back. Make sure you tune back in. I say it's 7:04 right now. I say about 7:45 I'll be back live. Make sure you tune in.
Okay. Word of the wise, word of the wise. Okay, Alicia Blunt. Okay, Alicia Blunt. Okay, Alicia Blunt. We gonna follow Alicia Blunt, man. We gonna give Alicia Blunt a follow. Let's check her out. Word of the wise. This is let's see who she talk. What the shit she be talking about? She got some more talking going on. We gonna check you out later. Let's see what we got going on here, man. We gonna check you out later. Let's see what we got going on here, man. We gonna check you out later. Let's see what we got going on here, man. We gonna check you out later. Let's see what we got going on here, man. We gonna check you out later. Let's see what we got going on here, man. We gonna check you out later. Let's see what we got going on here, man. We gonna check you out later. Let's see what we got going on here, man. All right, get that shit up out of there. That shit irritating. All right. Okay. Man, Blunt was going off. Let's see. What we got going on in society. What we got going on. Let's see what we got going on. Doot. Oh, sheesh. Oh, sheesh. Never let her. Shut. Oh. What's she talking about? Let's see what she talking about. She be rapping. What she be rapping about, y'all? She jammed out. Oh, I know she ain't doing it.
Now that's an old right there. Firecracker. That's telling my age, because I was a little ass girl when that song came out. I was a little ass girl when that song came out. Firecracker, oh no shit, told me, hey, I just like the way you move. Well, I had to run it back. Anyway, listen, you guys, let me tell y'all something. These right here. These old school too. See, I'm an OG. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all be over here calling me an OG. I ain't mad. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Jesus, that I've been blessed and fortunate to make it to this age. Because let me tell y'all see a lot of people that be checking out, be getting up out of here. So I'm grateful. But these right here, these old school, they started with the pine tree. It was always a pine. Then it went on and they navigated. Y'all remember the black ice? So me, my brother, and my dude was talking the other day because first of all, oh, you supposed to just put a little bit out of the time. Oh no, honey, I got the scissors. Bust it wide open, and take the whole tree out, boom, and hang it. Okay. They talking about used to go. Then I read the directions. That's what the directions say. On my car is peach and ginger, because I think I'm Princess Peach. I do. It's little things. It's the little things, Sean. It's the little things. These right here. Oh, smelling good. Oh, my car about to be quick. So, I be trying to follow the rules, but some things you just got to break the rules on. This is one of them. Bust that whole thing about the pack. Period. Okay? Oh, damn, let me go hang this up in my car. So I've been used all the scents landing around here. Okay. Thank y'all for listening. I was like, okay. I don't just want to, have bitch like money.
And what's in there? Who are you? I think we have a lot of misinformation around what it is to love.
There you go.
And what love looks like.
What it is to love, Jada.
Especially our animals, because I think a lot of times we want to love our animals as if they're human. And that's actually not loving them. We have so much misinformation around, what it means to be, a stable person, a good leader. We have so many, just misinformation, and it's the having to relearn it all. And I think that nature is one of the best teachers.
How's your spirit feel?
Oh.
Come on.
Well, the core, the major blueprint for me was Debbie Allen. Debbie was the blueprint. She could dance, she could act, she could sing, she could direct, she could choreograph. She didn't allow the industry to say, no, you're only allowed to do this, and you're only allowed to do this way. It's like, not only did I appreciate her talent, but I appreciated her fight. Right? And then I got to see it firsthand. She represented it all. Well, the core,
I want to know what it was like for your ass.
Because there was a couple,
Because you auditioned for another episode. That was Tisha Campbell got the role for episode If I Die Before I Wake.
Right.
But Debbie Allen, and I'd like to say this on record, I think really should take a little bit of responsibility for launching you.
Oh, absolutely.
Your career,
Give it all to her.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Because she saw you, knew you weren't right for that particular role, and then also she was right about you needing to be in the culture and the zeitgeist. As I've been watching your work over these past few weeks, it was necessary for you to exist in the world.
I was super excited. I was ready to play, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
I was like, I'm here.
Braids and all.
Yeah. There was already this deep camaraderie, you know what I mean? With Kadeem and Jasmine and Cree and the whole cast, So we're the new blood. So they were kind of like, all right, whatever.
Ooh.
Not like in a funky way, but definitely like earn your stripes.
Absolutely.
Earn your stripes.
Earn it.
I remember the first day filming, I was really nervous because I don't consider myself a comedic actress.
Interesting.
So that's what I mean by when I walked in, earn your stripes. Be funny, you gotta earn your place.
You got a live audience.
You got a live audience, right? And so it wasn't no play. Everybody
the piano bench, beginning to understand how sound can hold feeling and how feeling can uncover your truth. She was 17, arguing with mommy about curfews, loudly certain she knew everything, quietly certain she knew nothing at all. She was 20, standing on stages bigger than her imagination, learning that success doesn't quiet your doubts. It gives them a microphone. She was learning how to listen to her voice, her intuition, to the parts that wanted more than just applause or recognition. She was becoming a woman, learning that strength isn't always loud, that softness is not weak, that boundaries are a form of love, self-love. She became a mother, and suddenly time felt sacred in new ways. Every moment intensified, every lesson deeper. She learned that love isn't something you chase, it's something you practice. With yourself first, again and again. Today she is grateful for the chapters she didn't understand while she was living them, for the growth that asked everything of her, for the girl that she was, and the woman she continues to become. And if I could tell my younger self anything, it would be, you don't have to prove it. You don't have to be perfect. Just hold yourself steady. Everything else will meet you there. That shit is diabolical. That's diabolical as fuck. But you know, come on, let's see what you got. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, I'm driving and it's raining and shit. The storm is coming. But guess what? So is the motherfucking book. Me and my beautiful got a book coming out. It's called The Way Love Goes. Pre-order your book.